The storm is over now. If you know what I mean, then you know what I mean. But yeah, the storm is over now. It's kind of funny how the storm ends when you get certain people out of your life. As long as the storm doesn't continue with you. And sometimes the storm does continue with me. You know, I've been got away from the people creating my storm. And I continued my storm. It was like I was in love with the storm, addicted to the storm. Or it's just all I knew. But I'm finally at a place where I'm away from the storm. I'm able to have my own place where I don't let anything bad in. And if I do, I make sure it's not here long. So yeah, you can say I'm out of the storm. You know, the storm is over now. I'm saying that to you. The storm is over for you too now. That's when everything comes. You know, it doesn't have to be people, it doesn't have to be possessions. It just has to be, life in a peaceful state, in a happy state. Because if you've gone through the storm, it's not a happy place. It's not peaceful. It's chaos, you know. Or it could be even worse, for me, it was just chaos. It could be way worse for you. I don't know what you've been through. But the storm is over now. And I guess that's what I was addicted to, was the chaos. Once the storm ends, it's kind of, I don't want to say boring, but, just dull. Like, it's not what you're used to. If you've gone through the storm, you know, it's chaos. And then you get in love with the chaos. But then people around you start saying, we don't like this. We don't like the chaos. We don't like what you're doing. And you keep thinking like, why does everyone around me keep trying to tell me that there's something wrong with me? And then finally you understand. It's not that there's something wrong with me, but my behavior. There's something wrong with my behavior. And if everyone around me doesn't like it, then you gotta finally accept it. And once you accept it, you realize I've been through the storm. And the storm's over now. I'm in control of myself, so I'm ending the storm now. Because I wasn't able to control the storm. It happened around me. But now I can get away from all of that and be in control of myself. And I end the storm. And if you're still going through the storm, I just want you to know that one day you'll grow up and you'll be able to move out on your own, to get away from things. And that's the most beautiful thing. That's when people come into your life. That's when you'll start to, be able to, pray to God or whatever you believe in. Of course, you can do that right now. But it's something about being in your own presence and praying to God and praying for people and praying to get the evil out of you. And, the storm is over now. To sit somewhere and not have any chaos, not have to worry about anything, and to just visualize your future. And to know that nothing can come in your environment and harm you or hurt you or shake it up. That's the name of a TV show growing up. Shake it up or shake it up. Shake it up Chicago. Anyways, that's off the point, but but yeah, the storm's over. And if it's not over for you, just keep pushing on. One day you'll be able to end the storm when you get old enough to, just get away from the chaos. Alright? I know you don't start the chaos. Can't control that chaos. But one day, make sure to end the chaos. don't start continuing the patterns you see around you, man, it's so free to break that patterns of the chaos. You break the patterns and it's like freeing. You see old people and then they're still in the same patterns as the things that you saw them going through, that is labeled chaos, and you still see them going through it, and you're able to break away from that. That's the most freeing feeling. Like, yep, I'm glad I don't have that. I'm glad that's not my problem. And it's so beautiful, it's so wonderful, but I struggle with other things, you know? I struggle with other things, and, you know, it can be hard sometimes. It can be hard that, you know, you get away from the chaos and then you find somebody and you're like, wow, that's like a cool person. But then you don't really know how to like pursue them or how to like go after them unless it's in like a chaotic way or some kind of like wrong way. Like then people start questioning your morals. Like, oh, why do you do it that way? Why do you do it this way? It's hard when people question you because it's like, one, I don't know which way to do, and two, this is the only way I know how. Sometimes I just wish people pursued me. You know, especially being a male, you gotta always pursue other people. Especially in my life, people look to me, so I gotta like pursue them. I gotta think of what to say. I gotta text them something. It gets so hard because once your storm ends, you're just happy in the peace. But then it's hard for you to reach out to others sometimes, especially when they're so passive. They want you to be like, they look to you to be like the leader, but then all you know is chaos. You're just learning how to be in the, in the peace. Your storm just ended and now you're in the peace. And then, you want some kind of relationship, a healthy one, but then it's hard because you don't really know how to reach out to people in a way that's not all chaotic. You start reaching out to people and then all of a sudden it's like you starting a storm for them. And it's hard, man. It's hard. But I believe one day the right things are just going to fall into my life. I'm going to have to I'm going to have to be that leader no matter what. But the more I reflect about my storm being over and just being like, in my own, my own presence and like praying to God, the more I sort of learn like, well, this is probably how they want me to approach them. It really starts to become about other people more than yourself when your storm ends, because you realize in order for this person to fall into my life, they probably want to be treated this way. So this is the way I got to do it. It starts to become like you have to do everything for somebody else. And, it's not in a bad way, but it's like you start to try to become this superhero to people, even though deep down you're like, I don't even know how to be this person. I never knew like how to do this stuff. I'm basically just like, there's either you're winging it or you're just feeling it out because you don't really know. So you try to be this person for somebody else that you're not even for yourself, really. Like, it's like about having a good heart. Like, you're somebody's best friend, but then you don't even know about that stuff for yourself. And of course, your storm's over. You're in your peace. You're in, your own presence. But guys, how often do we listen to ourselves? How often do we, compliment ourselves? How often do we, do the things that we do for other people? It's easier to say like, all right, I think I know how this person will want me to approach them. Because you don't want it chaotic. For yourself, you don't like chaos around you. So you just want to approach them in the most, peaceful way possible. But it gets hard because you really don't know what people are for you. It gets to the point where so many people have left you, but then you got to remember they probably left you because of the chaos. If you treat somebody, in a peaceful manner, don't bring chaos into their life, why would they want to leave you? So you just got to have confidence in yourself. But it can be hard, especially knowing that you're really not nothing. All this chaos you've been through, it's like you're just starting to finally like be like a normal, regular person. How most of these people already just like had it their whole lives. You're just coming into that right now. And now you're trying to be that person for somebody else, but you're so new at it that and you're so nervous because you're like you don't know what a regular situation is looking like. So then you're basically just like lack of confidence. You either have to fake it, which could eventually bring you back into the chaos. Faking your confidence could bring chaos. So you might just have to be real about it. You might have to risk it by showing them I don't really have confidence. Even though I am confident within myself because of what I've been through, I'm not really confident within a relationship, whether that be a friendship or a girlfriend or, you know, some type of whatever relationship, you know. But people would rather have you be honest like that and just be humbled. Like, yeah, I don't really know how to do this, but I'll give it my best shot. And you just, think how they would want to be treated, but also how you would want to be treated. Peacefulness, right? Happiness. But it can get real scary because you think like, well, is this person just gonna walk out of my life? Is this person just gonna not like my behaviors? Even though, before your behaviors were chaotic. But now, you know, you're changing, you're becoming a new person, but you still get that lack of confidence, like because even when you were acting all chaotic, you didn't have that self-reflection, so you had no idea. You just thought it was normal. But once you start to change and say, well, I want to be somebody's rock, I want to be somebody's comfort, I want to be somebody's peace, it's like then you get that lack of confidence. Even if you're doing the right things, you got that lack of confidence because you're like, it's like you got all these names like Chloe, Chelsea, Amber, all these people that you messed it up, and it's like breaking you. And then you finally found that good one, and you don't have the confidence to even reach out, speak to them, talk to them, or when you do, then they just be like a little bit like it's hard, man. It's hard because you start reaching out and then people don't even reach back and you don't even understand them, but but they swear like they want something with you or they want something out of you, but they don't really show it. And you're like overextending yourself to the point where it makes me want to cry like I never done this for nobody else. But maybe they like it when you overextend. Maybe they like that you show that you care. But they don't show that same stuff back. Shit, excuse my language, but that just makes me want to like cry. Like after everything I've been through, now I'm trying to be the superhero. I'm trying to be like that person to you. And when you're that person, you don't always get the same thing back. And that's okay. You just got to keep trying and if you lose another person, you lose another person. They weren't meant for you anyways, but you know, once you become like a superhero or like you start doing things for other people, like empath, like you're empathetic, you'll do something for somebody that you don't even be doing for yourself. Like I don't be complimenting myself. I don't be hyping myself up. I do the right thing, but I never really like think about it like that. I just do it because I know I have to. I got to catch up. I got to catch up in this world because all the I'm 23 and I'm not where I want to be. And I'm further behind most people my age. So I'm playing a catch up game. And I'll compliment people, I'll help people, I'll be there for them. all, do all this for them. And, I like doing that. But then it's stuff that I don't even do for myself. And, it's okay. It's really okay. But it's just hard when, it's hard to know if someone's appreciating you or taking advantage of you. And it's really hard to know, like, if all the things you're doing, if someone likes it or if they dislike it. Because people can be so distant, and I can be distant too, but I'll fake it. Like, I'll fake it like I'm not really distant. Like, I'll keep up, oh yeah, all this stuff, like, good morning, all this, like, I'm there for them. But then, you know, in reality, I'm like a million miles away because just trying to not have like that chaotic situations, but it just gets real confusing when you get out of the storm. Really, it feels absolutely wonderful, like by yourself, but then it's the letting people back in part that can be really, really, really hard. So it's like a two-step process. When you get out of the storm, it's like a beautiful thing. Like, oh man, I'm taking care of myself better than I ever have been. Maybe I don't compliment myself, but deep down I know I'm proud of myself, you know. But then it's like it gets hard to really ever like rock with people ever again. At least in the same way, like, cuz in the chaos you just don't know any better. It's just natural. But once you get out of that chaos and the storm is over, it's really hard to ever like let anyone back in. I'm talking like anybody. That's my personal experience, man. It's really hard to let people in. It's more like I do things for other people, but I don't let them into anything. I'll do it for them. I'll be that person for them. If they call me up, oh yeah, I'm there. Oh yeah, this, I'm there. I'm there. But I really don't ever let them in. Maybe I'll let them in the room physically. Maybe I'll tell them something I'm dealing with. But it's really hard to ever let them in to my peace, to my, storm being over. It's like you safeguard it with your life now. And man, it makes me want to cry once again, but I just can't even find the tears right now. I had cried like maybe 2 weeks back. I cried it all out. I was crying, lights out in my bed for like a whole day, just, and I can't even find myself to it no more. But I'm positive. I'm ready to get up each day. I'm excited for the next day. I might feel like crying, but I'm not. Maybe I should cry to get it out. But then again, you know, maybe I just need to make the insights. I wish I could let people in. But it's like my tactics are just too wrong. I'm either too distant or I'm too like over the top. And, I just don't really know what more to say about it. But I do have a little more to say about it. It's just like you safeguard it with your life. Like now you become a pit bull. Like now you're over here like a pit bull. Like, arr! If you were about to bite somebody, you're about to, and you're not about to let go. You're not on no Chihuahua status no more. You're a pit. You're pit locked. You're a pit bull. Even if you're not big, even if you're not swole. You see me, I'm not even big. I'm skinny. But, I got a big attitude. Not like an attitude, like a stink attitude. Like I'm always like, like no, I got like an attitude like within me of like a buff guy. Like I'm big, like just like some big dude energy. Not like only when they're trying to like only when I just sense something is wrong. Just like a real pit bull. They're the most loving creatures. But if they sense danger, then they're going to protect everyone around them. And, that's the person that I've been since I was young. It's just hard to really find people to be loyal to, even though I have a lot. But I kind of had to step away from them because a little bit too chaotic for me, you know? So I'm really just working on finding my people that I can trust, that I can protect, that I can, be there for. But most of these people are still either chaotic, demonic, or they don't want anything to do with me. That might just be God looking out for me because they might just not be the right people. And one day I'm going to find them, but sometimes I just even have a lack of interest in those people because of the things I already went through. I'll be thinking like, I don't think they have the same character as me. I don't think they have the same morals as me. I don't think they have that same, it gets real hard, but it gets to the point where, you almost don't even want someone who's like, defensive like you, protective like you, like a pit bull. Like, if they have those qualities, then they're already good. You want to kind of bring people in that need somebody like that. But also, you want to care about the people. It gets hard to care about people when you get out of the storm because you either say, well, why aren't they getting out of their storm? Or you say, this person never even been through the storm. So they're not going to appreciate me. They're not going to understand me. They'll just take me for granted and probably do me dirty. Just trade me in, trade me over, hang me out dry. Well, hang me out wet, actually. And yeah, it gets real emotional. But at the same time, my logic always kicks in. No matter where I am, no matter what I'm doing, no matter what I had to eat, no matter who I'm around, my logic always kicks in. And I think it's just happened through, just life. You start walking, you start pacing, your emotions start to stabilize, you start to become logical. The emotions are good, but let's say it's the wrong place, the wrong time, then you can work through that emotion, create it into a positive one. Deal with your emotions, when you're by yourself. Get them out. But, your logic side will kick in when the storm is over.